Hello everyone, and welcome to my stamp studio. Today is Wednesday, November 19th. Can you believe it's almost Thanksgiving? But it is Hump Day today, and I'm here today to bring you a little crafting fun during your lunch break. And today we're going to be featuring one of our Stampin' Up kits. I love doing kits because sometimes I just need the quick and easy button, right? Yeah, the kits are awesome because they are quick and easy. Everything that you need is right here. You just need to pull in probably a pair of snips. And yeah, maybe if you like to use your own block. But really everything else that you need is right in this kit. These are awesome gifts to give to a grandmother, a mom, a sister, an aunt, a friend. You know, maybe you have a crafty husband or a crafty brother or uncle. These are great, great gifts. So if you're looking for something, you know, easy for someone to do, quick to put together, people who enjoy crafting these are awesome. The kits are awesome. And Stampin' Up! Has a lot of different kits. There are quite a few new kits available out there. One of the latest ones is really a cute one. Let me just see if I have it handy here. It is Adventure Awaits. Now this has made some really cute cards. Let me tell you. I was putting together this kit, and yep, I love it, love it, love it. So I can't wait to be using those. I am also hosting a Sip, Sup, and Stamp class kit on November 29th. So it is the day after Black Friday, after everyone's been shopping and crazy with the holidays, and you just need to come and chill out and relax. I'm hosting an in-person event, and you will get to pick out what kit that you would like to make. You make it that day. You have some beverages, you have some soup, you have some fun, you have some laughter and friends. Just a quick way just to kind of decompress or deflate, whatever you want to call it, after the holidays. So without further ado, though, we're going to get started. I need to just adjust my light here because it was right in my face. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started on our kit. I do just need to hop over to my computer here for a moment, just because I want to see, I just need to see if I'm, let's see, hold on. My stamp studio, there we go. I just want to see if I have comments coming in and if I'm seeing my live right now. I should be live. So let's see. Where did it go? Okay, here we go. There. Okay, I can see that I'm live. So say hi. Tell me what you're having for lunch today. I love to know that. I love to get some ideas on what I can make for lunch. So just would love to see what you're all having. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open my kit. So like I said, everything that you need is included. They do also include a block. It includes whatever adhesive you need. Just like I said, the only other thing you probably want to have out is just a pair of snips. But it comes in these handy dandy boxes that you can actually just wrap up and give as a gift. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? All right, so let's just get this unwrapped. And what I love about this is you don't have to read directions. There's pictures. So just saying, you know, my husband is not a owner's manual type of guy. He doesn't read the instructions. He just goes to town. Although I have to tell you, my husband is handy. He is a carpenter, so, you know, he gets most of that. So, yeah. Also, in your kit, you get a little image of the stamps that are there. So if you want to save that, it comes in 3 different languages. So just use the one that applies to you. So I'm just going to pull this up. What's great about this is if you have a little sleeve, so Stampin' Up! Has those new sleeves for their stamp sets and dies. You can actually just use those, get some extra of those, and slide this in. So those are handy and dandy. They don't take up much space. Let me just grab one for you here. This is actually my Pop of Petals, which is going to be our December club this month. But these handy dandy little sleeves, so you can throw this in. You can throw in, you know, your instructions right in there. Just fold it right in half and slide it in. That way you always know what the cards were, what they look like, and you can make some on your own with your own designer series paper and things. So just a little tidbit. I just want to put this back before I lose these. All right. Okay. So, as I was saying, all the instructions are here. They're all pictures, so you can easily see what you need to do. There's also a little ruler here to measure your twine or ribbon or whatever they supplied. So it's right there. I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to do one of each card really quick. And, you know, we'll see. I'm going to try to do all 3 cards. We'll see if it happens. So in here, I've got some mini dimensionals. I've got my block, and I've got some glue dots. I am actually going to be taking some of my own supplies here because I use these to create a board so that people can see those when I offer classes. So I'm just going to grab out some of my own supplies that I have. And also you get a little 1-inch stamping spot. These are great. I like to give these as gifts with a stamp. So I'm going to pull out my full-size one. And my block. So I just need 1 block here. And here we go. So now let's sort out our pieces in our kit. That's the first thing that I like to do when I have my kit. Excuse me, I don't know what's up with the coughing. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I've got my envelopes here, so the envelopes have different things. I have to admit, I like to cut my envelopes open and use those for my backgrounds. So we've got our envelopes here. We've got our card bases here. We've got whatever die cut pieces they have for us. So we have this, this, and this. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. So here's our 3rd card base. I was wondering where that went. And then we have some banners here and some other elements. So what I like to do is I actually do keep my cardboard. If I'm traveling or whatever, I have a nice little surface to stamp on or stamp off of. So I do keep my cardboards. I also use them for other things. All right. So I've got 1. I'm just going to go ahead and put all my extras back in my kit here. So I'm a little thrown off for a moment here. Hold on for just a second. Okay, so this kit makes 6 cards. That's why I was kind of thrown off. Usually our kits make 9. We'll do 1 of each here. Again, if time permits. I like to just do this in a half an hour, so I do like to pop out all my pieces here. So I'm going to do that really quick. Probably should have had that all done ahead of time, but I just want to show you actually how fast these are. And again, I'm going to be using this one for my display board. I'm going to pop these all out. All right. And then I'm going to pop my sentiments out. So I am going to pop out. There's 2 sheets of them. They just happen to be together. So I'm going to pop out the English ones here. Maybe you know someone that speaks another language. I don't actually know what languages these are. Celebrate. Let's get that one popped out. And let's see, the other one. Best wishes for a perfect day. All right. Put those aside. Let's get our things all kind of sorted here. All right, I'm going to look at my pictures and see what I need for each thing. So for this card, I need to have, oh, there's more to pop out here. Let's get all these popped out. All right. Now, so for this one, I need this. I'll need this. I need this. I sort all my pieces here together. I'll need my sentiment, and I'll need my little strip here. Okay, so that's all for this card. So this is card 1. So I'll put this one aside. And now I can just get my card 2 ready to go. There's card. All right, so that's not my card 2 actually. That's still card 1. All right, the next one has this pattern, has this. It also has the boat. So this boat will go on top of that boat. Now, you could just use this one without using this and then use it for an extra card, but we're going to do it just as designed there. So we've got this, and we need a little anchor here. And then we need our round sentiment. Okay, so we've got that one. All right, so let's get the second version of that already together here. All right, I got that one. Okay. And our third card uses this and 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And it has this. It has our little tag here. Also in here is some tear and tape and your linen thread. We're going to use one of these creatures and one of these. Oh, this one goes on this other card. Okay. We can actually get started on our cards now. All right. 1, 2. So let's get started on this first one that's pictured in our book. Okay, I'm just moving that off to the side. I am going to grab my linen thread. It's an open one. Okay. Is this one open? It's up there. I'm doing this only for the fact that I am, like I said, I'd like to mount this on a display board so everyone can see what they get in their kit, so I'm using my own supplies. All right, but everything that you needed was all right here for you. Okay. All right, so I've got my glue dots. I've got my seal, and I think we're all set. I think I have my seal. Yep, here it is. I have all my pieces in a row. There we go. Put it there. All right, first card. Let's get rolling now. So it has me take my stamp, and I'm going to be using a little lighthouse one here. So let's just peel that off. Put that aside. Grab the lighthouse. Here we go. Put it on my block. Take our spot here. And we're going to stamp our lighthouse just in the back behind these buildings right here. All right, so I'm just going to put it right there. Ta-da! Easy peasy, right? Okay. I'm going to just move this here. Now, on this strip, it tells you to put the tear and tape. I'm not going to pull out the tear and tape. I'm just going to use my seal. All right, where'd my seal go? Right, so I've got this. All right, there's my seal. So I'm going to do my 2 sides here, just like that. I'm going to get my dimensionals out and put my dimensionals on. Let's see, do we just have minis? Yeah. All right. So grab some dimensionals here. 1. Okay, those 2 wanted to stick together, so they're sticking together. I like actually taking these on vacation. So if you know of someone that's a traveler, again, great gift for them. And these kits don't always last for long. So if you see a kit that you like, make sure you get it. In fact, get a couple of them. because once they're out, they usually don't come back. And every couple months, Stampin' Up! Comes out with more kits. All right, so we have this one. All right, so this we're going to put right here on this side. Lasso. All right, press that down. I need my strip here. And we're just going to put some seal right on that. We're going to put some dimensionals right on here. All right, so let's get this piece down. So now we have that. There we go. And we have this one. So I left a little bit no adhesive on this one on the side here because it's going to hang off a little bit. So I didn't want to have adhesive there. All right, so we've got that. Then we've got our sentiment here. If I can get that backing off, we'll be all good. So then we'll do our celebrate. And just slightly off. Then we have our piece of seaweed here. We're going to be putting some glue dots on there. So I'm going to grab my glue dots, and I'll either take my Take a Pick tool a lot of times and put those, or my snips here, and I'll grab my dots off my roll. And I try to find the bigger areas to put my glue dots on. All right, so we got some glue dots on here, and we're just going to tuck that right underneath, here and here. Just kind of wiggle it around so it'll fit. There we go. I don't want it hanging too far off that side there. I'm going to actually have to lift this up. Oh, I keep getting stuck on me. There we go. All right, put that right over the top. And voila, our first card is done. Quick and easy, but a really nice card. Great for masculine cards when you need them. All right, let's get our next one done. I think we're going to be able to get all three in. All right, so here is our next kit here. So we have our little pattern here. And we have this one. And this case, we're going to be stamping our, I don't know what you call it. Seaweed? I don't know. So I take that. And let's stamp that up here. Like so. All right. I'm just grabbing multiple blocks here to make it faster and easier. We're going to grab our little ship, our little sailboat there. And we're going to put this in the background. What about here? All right. Then I will need to put my dimensionals on the back of here. I'll need dimensionals on the back of my little circle there, so we'll get those two added. Not sure why they gave us mini dimensionals in this kit, but they did. Now, just so you know, when you finish your dimensional page there, you can use the outsides too for your projects. You don't have to throw it away once you have all your little hexagons here used. There's some edging that you can use too, so don't throw that away. All right, so let's go ahead, and since we've got this done, I'm going to go ahead and put this right on my card front. Okay. Make sure all my stickers came off there. All right, so we're going to center this one on now. We'll put this right here, right in the center, just like so. We're going to bring in our linen thread here because I need to thread my little anchor there. So I'm just going to use my good scissors here to trim a strip. And this is about 8 inches. Right. So we'll go ahead and thread that through. If I can see where that little hole is. Okay, let's try this end. Okay. Just pulling that through. Come on. All right. What's going on here? Just need to trim it down again. Kind of got it frayed. So I try to trim it at a little bit of an angle so it helps me get that through. All right. I apparently am having seeing problems today, so I'm going to take my Take a Pick tool, and I'm just going to make that hole just a little bit bigger so I can thread my moon thread through. There we go. All right, I'm going to gently pull that through, and I'm just going to tie a knot, and I'll trim off some of the excess. All right. So every week I come live during Hump Day Lunch Break, and then I do post this up to YouTube. So if you have some friends that are not on Facebook that you think would enjoy my video, go ahead and share my my YouTube with them. All right, so we're going to put our sentiment here. I'm going to put my sentiment right in the center of that spray. Oh, did I pick that off? Sorry, my backing didn't come off there. All right. And now on the back of here, I'm going to have one more dimensional. So let's grab that. And I'm going to put it right there. Okay. I'm going to pick this up. And we're going to be overlapping that just like that. If you wanted, you could put a glue dot behind that or a little dab of glue. I'm going to grab a glue dot and just stick it in there. I just feel I don't want it popping up. So what I can do is I can just actually fold my glue dot in half and then just lift this up right here. Oop, if I can get my thing out of the way. Put it right there. There we go. And now it's going to hold in place. All right. Okay, next up, we've got our little sailboat here. So we're going to put some dimensionals on this one. Now, I didn't look at this kit before I opened it. So as I opened it, it's the same experience you and I are both having. So I haven't put this together before. So you can see how fast it is just opening it up. And usually I do like to do 2 cards at a time. So, okay, I'm just going to overlap the other one right there, just like that. And now this card is done. How fun and easy, right? Okay, let's get to our next card. And our third card, we're actually going to be able to crank these out today. That is awesome. All right. So grab out our bits and pieces here. So on this one, we're going to use our little seagulls here. Let's grab it on. Block right here. I'll clean all those off in a minute. And we're going to fold this in half. All right. We're going to take our circle here that has our images on it, and then we'll take our ink, and we're going to just stamp some of the birds up here. Now, if you wanted to stamp a few more, you can, but we're going to end up putting this pelican over here. So I don't know that you'll see them because he's going to stand up pretty far here. But if you want to add more birds, you can. Up to you. It's your project. You be as creative as you want. All right. So now here, let's do our strips first. Again, they gave you tear and tape so you don't have to try and do this all with your little glue dots. It's kind of nice they give you tear and tape. Also, you don't have to have a seal available. But I like using my seal, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. Now I got a little bit of seal just over the edge. I'm just going to take my finger and just roll it underneath. Careful you don't get a paper cut. All right. Now, we're going to take our card here and we're going to layer these on. So I'm going to start in the middle, just like that. And we're going to leave a little space in between each one. And notice I didn't measure, I just put them down. Okay. We need some dimensionals on the back of our circle here. So, all right. And you get more dimensionals than you need. So if you feel like you need to use more, you can. Or if you have your own dimensionals in your home, you can add more to them. All right, so I'm going to go over to the left a little bit with this one. Just like so. I'm going to grab my pelican here. And we're going to take some of our linen thread and we're going to wrap it around here. Where's my linen thread? Okay. So what I like to do here is I actually will take a little bit of my seal or your liquid glue. I put a little bit on there. It just makes it easier for me to wrap this around. So it says about 14 inches. I'm just wrapping. All right, like so. All right. I don't know how many times I actually wrapped around. However much 14 inches will give you. All right. So I'm going to cut that. Oh, come on. Oh, I must have. Oh, there we go. I'm like, why didn't that work? So just get it on that seal, on that glue right there. All right. Now we're going to put some dimensionals on here. And we'll put one below here. So this, I'm putting it right to the edge of where that twine is. That way it doesn't unravel on me. And we'll put one right there in the same spot. Up here in the body. And go up here on the head. There we go. And I like to use my take a pick tool to just stab these backings off, because sometimes I just can't peel them off. All right, so then this guy, I'm going to take right here, and I just need to, there we go, got him set. Now actually I need to move over just a little bit because of where I had it, where my dimensionals are. I don't want to get it, there we go. I want it to be even. I don't want it to be kind of skewed by popping it up on the other areas. So now we're going to take our sentiment here, and our sentiment's going to overlap here as well. So what we want to do is make sure the dimensionals are on this side over here. So we're going to take these, and I'm going to actually put 2 of each, just to make sure that is well balanced there. All right, and again, I like to take my glue dot or my liquid glue, and I like to make sure that all my stuff is really going to stay down, so I'm just going to put that right there. That will stick to my pelican. All right, so then there we go. We've got our, I didn't quite get it straight, but all right, there we go. So that is our third card. So fun and easy masculine cards here. We're going to go with my first one. So 3 different cards, and look, we got it done in less than a half an hour, or about half an hour or so. So thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. I will be back here for Stampin' Fun and More at 6:44 tomorrow night. I do have an announcement to make on there. And yeah, so if you like the kits, I'll put a link to my online store with this kit, but you can shop the other kits at the same time. So thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day.